Here are today's top news stories and why they matter. Guinea Bissau's military leaders have appointed General Hota Ntanama as transitional president for 1 year. He was sworn in on Thursday, just a day after soldiers announced that they had ousted the country's president. Troops now control the capital Bissau and have sealed borders, leaving foreign nationals and election observers stranded. The African Union and ECOWAS have condemned the coup and called for a swift return to constitutional order. The takeover happened less than 24 hours before official results from Sunday's presidential and legislative elections were due. DW's Azizat Olaoluwa reports on the tense atmosphere in the country.
So I can tell you that the streets are deserted in Guinea-Bissau, especially in the capital, where we understand that hundreds of soldiers have been deployed in every corner of the streets, and they're also doing stop and search for vehicles that are trying to get out of the capital. We understand that former presidents of West Africa and some hundreds of foreign delegates who went there for election observation mission are now trapped because of the border closure due to the coup that was announced yesterday. We also know that the deposed president is reportedly being held at the military headquarters, and some top officials in his government have been arrested alongside some opposition figures as well. One of them is the former president Pereira, who is a staunch supporter of the main contender in the election that has now been pushed aside. Originally, results were expected today, but now that the military has taken over, we know that might not happen.
Before Wednesday's coup, the now cancelled election had two main contenders: ousted President Umaru Sissoco Embalo and opposition candidate Ferdinand Diaz. Both had claimed victory. Embalo was the first to reveal he was being held by soldiers, signaling the unfolding coup. Diaz, however, rejected the military actions, accusing soldiers of colluding with Embalo to annul the vote under the guise of a coup.
There is no coup d'etat in Guinea-Bissau. The president of the republic simply invented this coup because he realized he has no chance of winning the elections. He lost the elections according to the tally conducted by the National Electoral Commission, and he knows that tomorrow will be the final reading of the election results. So he decided to invent something called a coup d'etat.
So why does this development in Guinea-Bissau matter? Well, Guinea-Bissau has a long history of coups and political instability. It is also a major transition hub for drug trafficking between Latin America and Europe. This latest power grab raises serious concerns about democracy in West Africa, following recent military takeovers in Mali, Niger, Burkina Faso, Guinea, and Gabon. South Africa has strongly responded to the United States after President Donald Trump announced that the country will not be part of the G20 summit scheduled for Miami, Florida next year. Trump stated on his Truth Social account that South Africa will not receive an invitation to attend the meeting. DW's Tuzo Kumalo report from Johannesburg.
President Donald Trump has defended his decision to exclude South Africa from the upcoming G20 summit, accusing Pretoria of refusing to hand over the G20 presidency to a US embassy representative who attended the closing ceremony of the recent summit in Johannesburg. He also repeated a long-standing allegation that South Africa is responsible for the killing of white Afrikaners, an accusation the country has consistently rejected. In a strong-worded statement published on the South African presidency's website on Wednesday, Pretoria expressed regret that the US president continues to act on misinformation and distortions. The statement emphasized that South Africa is a founding member of the G20 and does not require an invitation from other members to participate. It further reminded Washington that South Africa is a sovereign nation and will not accept any attempt by another country to detect its involvement in global platforms. Some South Africans have been reacting to this development.
There is not going to be rationality coming from the current president of the United States. He's a man who bases policy on disinformation, on misinformation, on basically dislike of black people, poor countries, and so on.
I believe this is time for Africa to fight for Africa. And it's time South Africa lead in South Africa.
That's all we have for you today. Don't forget to leave a comment, like, share, and subscribe to our channel, DW Africa. I'm Chinaza Samuel.